And I know a lot of people who can't always exercise the way that they'd like to because they have a disability, a chronic illness, maybe a foot problem, maybe vertigo, so that they aren't that stable when they're on their feet. The fact is, I've gone through years where I was very much weakened by asthma. I've had chronic problems with vertigo. So I've created my own set of exercises that I can do depending upon how I'm feeling at the time. And so I want you to modify anything I'm doing so that it works for you. If you're too tired to do something that's more drastic, leave it out. If on the other hand, you've got energy, but you can't get up, go ahead and do extra reps or rewind the tape or bring in heavier weights, whatever works to make the exercises work for you. I'm probably going to do more exercise videos in the future for things like on days you can't get out of bed, or maybe exercises for people who are physically active and just want to find ways to do something a little different. So, ways you can exercise in a chair. First off, let's start with some stretches. That's how most exercise routines begin, right? And what you want to do is make sure that you're working on your range of motion, even though you can't actually do all the things that other people do. Now this is a version of the half lotus from yoga, but instead of doing it on the ground where you might have trouble getting back up, this will just exercise, stretch out those thigh muscles without you having to take too much risk. And just press out and relax into a stretch as much as you can, because the thing about stretching is that a relaxed muscle stretches much better than a tense one. And let's stretch the side. Now notice how I've got my weight on the elbow that's down so that I'm keeping my balance, but I'm getting a good stretch through here. And do the same thing on the other side. Now, I'm not really keeping too much of a count on these, but once you get used to doing things, you'll want to do it for about 20 seconds on each side. And forward stretch, ooh, like a cat. Should be able to feel it through your whole back. If you can't go this far, that's fine. I'm a very stretchy person. If you can only go like this, that's still going to work a lot of muscles. And back. Now, if you've actually got a pretty good sense of balance and some good core strength, you can make this exercise more difficult by actually lifting up and having your weight mostly on the back of the chair and some on your feet, of course. But this is certainly not a beginner's level back stretch. You can also do this as a way of getting that kind of curve in there. Is the camera at a good angle for this? Okay. Yeah. 3/4 seems to do pretty well, I think. So, we've stretched out the legs and the back. Well, stretched out some of the legs. Let's work, flex the toes, point forward, point up, point forward, point up. And I'll be working on the calves. And you'll also be getting a little strength exercise here at the top of your legs. And let's do the side and back a bit with these twists. This is another thing that's similar to a yoga move where they've got the legs crossed over. But the chair back also helps us get that crosswise motion. And if you haven't been very active, you're really gonna feel these, but feel it in a good way, right? So then another thing we can do is shoulder rolls. Get that full range of motion going for our upper limbs. And the other direction. Good. Got this from Tai Chi. Come here, come here, come here. And you're moving your wrists and your elbows to give your hands and forearms a good range of motion. And go away, go away. Away. And shake. Shaking's always a nice thing to do because it helps get the muscles relaxed. And now I mentioned when we were doing this that we were getting some strength in because of lifting the leg. One thing to remember is you have weight. Every part of your body has weight. Your head has weight, your arms have weight, your legs have weight. So when people are talking to you about you need to work on your strength, if you are recovering from an illness or whatever, just lifting your arms is a strength exercise, because when I do that, these muscles are responsible for that lift. And each arm weighs, what, maybe 10 pounds? So if you're in, rough shape and this itself is tiring for you, don't feel bad, because you are fighting gravity. If maybe you're in better shape than that, but you can't go out and buy yourself some weights, things around the house make weights. These, they're not that much, but when it comes to anything watery, a pint is a pound the whole world round. So these are about 1 pound weights maybe. If I used a quart of milk, that'd be 4 pounds. Half a gallon is 8 pounds. You could work with books, whatever's handy. And if you want to be getting in some cardio, not just strength, you can, any kind of fast repetitive motion is going to be getting your heart rate up. So, this isn't bicycling, but it's like bicycling. And if you can't get your feet, carrying a bunch of weight because you've got brittle bones or something, this is a way that you can get your heart pumping a little faster. And you can work more of your body at once. Now, if you want to work your legs more, you can still do that in the chair. This is actually quite a workout. I am feeling it in the back of my legs. I'm feeling my lower back. I'm feeling it a little in my arms because I'm using them for counterbalance. And this is a pretty large, fast motion. Now, it's not running, but it's a pretty good substitute for it. I can really feel that my heart rate went up and I'm breathing deeper. So that's a good thing to do if, like, it's dizziness or something and you just really want to make sure that you don't lose your cardio fitness. That's a good one. And I think I'm going to cut it there because I don't want the video to get too long. But we'll do some more advanced stuff another time. Thanks for joining me.